Let's give our praises to the Most High, whose true name in the ancient Hebrew is Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, whose true name in the ancient Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit, which in the ancient Hebrew is the Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS who taught us his truth by the Holy Spirit. Honors to the brothers risking their life and freedom to push the gospel. Peace and blessings to the elect, who would be the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, who make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel, according to scripture and prophecy. The elect will be 1/3 of the Israelites, who in the last days will return back to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to receive salvation, while the 2/3 of Israel who don't turn back to the Most High in time be destroyed with America. And that's all according to prophecy. We back with another lesson through the mercy of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. This lesson is going to be titled, "This is how the lines are going to be to get microchipped." This is how the lines are going to be microchipped. And pretty much, we're going to talk about the time of the hour of temptation. You know, when they're going to start microchipping people. And what does it mean to be microchipped? You're receiving the mark of the beast. So we know what's going on with the government. Government shut down, going on 38, 39 days, the longest shutdown in history. You got a bunch of people that's not being paid, airport workers, the military not being paid, other federal government workers not being paid. Food stamps haven't been paid out for the month of November yet. The Supreme Court ordered Trump to pay, the portion of the food stamps. Trump said no. Trump said he'll pay the portion of the food stamps if the government opens back up. But according to them, there's no deal in sight. Trump pretty much said negotiations are off. So there's no sign of the government opening back up anytime soon, meaning there's no sign of food stamps being paid out anytime soon. So you got food stamp recipients along with federal workers who haven't been paid in over a month. All of them, now they have food banks and food pantries scrambling for food. And I'm going to show some videos how long the lines are for people going to these food pantries. That's how the microchip lines are going to be. But the microchip lines are going to be even longer, because the times leading up to the mandate of the RFID microchip is going to be way worse than what people are going through now. So them lines are going to be way longer. You got airport workers not being paid. Airports hella busy. So people not going to work. They calling in. They quitting on site. So the airports are backed up. No air traffic controllers, to the point they got to reduce the air traffic at a number of different airports. So flights are being delayed. People standing in line for 14 hours, 10 hours. Lines are wrapped around the building. And when I see the masses of the people standing in these lines, that made me think about the hour of temptation. As a matter of fact, let me jump there real quick. I think this is Revelation. I think it's 2:9. Okay, maybe 3:10. Bear with me. Yep. So because thou hast kept the word of my patience, that would be the elect, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. An hour don't literally mean an hour. It goes into a time period. So we're going to be kept from the time or the hour of temptation. It's worded hour of temptation because that's what the law boils down to. That's what it's all coming down to. The hour of temptation, people receiving the mark of the beast. The hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world. That's the whole world. To try them that dwell upon the earth. Everybody outside of the elect, they're going to get the RFID microchip. They're going to fail the hour of temptation. They already failed it during the pandemic. All the people that got the hokey pokey. But how is it they're going to force the whole world into this hour of temptation. How is it they gonna force most people to get the RFID microchip? Well, when you come here to Revelation 19 and 4, the Egyptians would I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. Now, this is not talking about Egyptians over there in East Africa. No, this Egyptians will be concerning you Americans. That's why the pyramid is on the back of the dollar. America is referred to as spiritual Egypt. And the Egyptians, you American people, will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. And the fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. That cruel Lord, that fierce king, it can only be Trump. He forced the government to shut down. You know, because the Epstein list about to come out. You got all the chariots of the Lord in the sky. They don't want to talk about Three-Eye Atlas, which made its closest appearance to Earth during the shutdown. All of this because they're trying to cover up secrets. People going hungry. People working for free. People don't work free for over 30 days, no pay. The scriptures tell you if you defraud a man of his wages, of his labor, if you take away his living, you pretty much killing them people. Because that's what's next. People go homeless. People go starving because they're not being paid. So yeah, he's that cruel Lord. Now, let's look at this word cruel. There's some words in here that can only line up with Trump. We know what cruel means. We know what it means to be fierce. But let's look up this word cruel. H7186, and then we're going to get into these videos. So cruel, severe, fierce, intense. Look at this. Stubborn and stiff-necked. Stubborn and hard-headed. Arrogant. Prideful. That's Trump. America is already falling, but it's been worse since the shutdown. They exceeded $38 trillion since the shutdown just because Trump won't get his way. He's that cruel, stubborn, stiff-necked king that's ruling over you American people. So it's going to take, Trump is the perfect candidate to introduce the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast system. Because what the people experience now during the government shutdown, it's pretty much going to be a nationwide shutdown of everything, except those who get the RFID microchip. Now, let's get into some of these videos. So we're going to start here.
I got kids at home. What am I supposed to do? Starve to death? Ma'am. No, I ain't leaving this here. I said what I said. I'm leaving with it, all of it. Y'all can call the cops if you want to. Jesus. My husband's in the Uber waiting right outside. You think I'm joking? Ma'am, please. I'm gone. Oh, my God. I got kids at home. What am I supposed to do? Starve to death?
So yeah, there's going to be the reality for hundreds of millions of you American people. Whether they crash the dollar, mandate the microchip, mandate universal basic income, however it be, your access to food and even access to the grocery stores in general are going to be restricted unless you receive the RFID microchip. So keep in mind, you got tens of millions of Americans who not receiving their food stamps this month. So they may start to experience their own personal famine, go hungry and starve. Not to mention, you got tens of millions of people who are already poor or homeless, already starving. Now, keep in mind, hey, you got tens of millions of federal government workers who are not getting paid. For example, your airport workers, even the military, the National Guard, they not being paid. Now we're going to show what these lines are starting to look like. So check this out. The food bank, line filled with military families wrapping around the block. So you got military families, work for the government, put their life on the line, not getting paid. Because Trump want to hide, some secrets. He don't want to talk about Three-Eye Atlas, the chariots. He don't want the Epstein list to come out. But check this out.
Side here, there is quite a bit of military members and their families in line because of this government shutdown. We're in day 9 of it, and they're here for a food pantry. There's all sorts of food that is available, and I spoke with some military member spouses, and I spoke with some department heads here at the ASYMCA on why this is so important. What's the difference in the amount of people that you've seen from today to previous?
So when we first started coming, there definitely wasn't this amount of people. It was a lot, but it wasn't this amount to where it wrapped around the building. But lately it has been a lot. Like we were here last week and we were in line for like 2 hours.
In a normal week, we usually run out of food about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Last week we ran out of food about 10:30.
They take a step aside here. There is quite a bit of
And yeah, best believe when the RFID microchip come out, people who resist, they may, start doing this, what they doing here, having food banks, food pantries for the people. That's not gonna hold up because this is just a temporary fix, until something better happens. Well, when it comes to the hour of temptation, the only way out, the only way you're gonna get access to food is through the RFID microchip, because that's how they're gonna enforce it. Now let's get that real quick. And he calls up all, both small and great, rich, poor, free, and bond. And we can keep going. You can add military to this, National Guard to this. When they say he's going to cause all, that's what it means, even the military. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. What's the mark in their right hand? RFID microchip, which is going to be your digital wallet, your digital ID, digital passport, digital key for your smart house, your smart car. Gives you access to the grocery stores and things at work. That's the mark that's going to go in the right hand. The mark that's in the forehead. These different brain chips. Neuralink, for example. Now let's see how they're going to force it. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And this is talking about the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. You're not going to be able to buy or sell, work and receive payment, receive money to spend it on food and water and bills unless you receive the mark. So this is a small glimpse foreshadowing what's to come. And ain't no microchipping lines when they, during the hour of temptation. There's going to be military in there. You're going to see celebrities in there. You're going to see Lil Boozy, Gucci Mane, Beyonce, Jay-Z, all them gonna be in no microchipping lines. Because when you read 16, I heard brothers break it down. It says he calls of all, small, great, rich and poor, free and bond. You one or the other. You either rich or you poor. There is no middle class. You're either free or you're bond. Bond goes to a servant, a prisoner. So we all gonna be poor and we all gonna be prisoners to this cashless digital mark of the beast system. You either small or great. We're gonna be the small. The free, the rich, the great. They're gonna be those wicked elites. The founders of this new world order. That's gonna shut everything down, put everybody in a state of desperation to force the RFID microchip on them. And when it comes down to it, it's gonna come down to buying and selling. That's what it's all about. And buying and selling goes into your survival, how you provide and take care of yourself and your family. Because see, when people get hungry enough, they're not gonna care about flying out the country or trying to buy an airport ticket, buying a PS5 or a TV. Buying and selling, it comes down to food, water. So let's check out this next video. But yeah, everybody gonna be in these microchipping lines. Your professor, um, anybody you can think about, no matter how rich, how famous, they gonna be in no microchipping lines. Hey, Trump might be in a microchipping line. Why he playing? So we gonna go to this video to show the whole video at once. I think I'm gonna have to make it a little smaller. Check this out. And what we see is the line for the food aid, food pantry out here in Texas. You see all them vehicles. Now wait till they start to zoom out. This is how the lines are going to be for the RFID microchip. You see all them vehicles wrapped around the parking lot 2, 3, 4, 5 times. All them people just trying to get a little bit of food because the food stamps being cut off, or they already poor or homeless, or they a federal worker, a National Guard worker, a airport worker, and they ain't been paid yet. Look at all them vehicles. That's how the microchipping lines are gonna be. Man, you might be in microchipping lines for days at a time. All this over buying and selling that no man might buy or sell, say if he that had the mark. Yeah, that was that. I want to show it here. God damn it. Hold on. Bear with me. I'll show it again in a little bit. I did not mean to do that. Bear with me. But now we're going to deal with the airport workers and what's going on with that stuff. Because Trump said, not only did he say he's not going to pay food stamps, he said, certain federal workers might not get paid neither. He said they don't deserve it, especially if they side with the Democrats. It's pretty much what he said. So check this out.
Is it the White House's position that furloughed workers should be paid for their back pay?
I would say it depends on who we're talking about. I can tell you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy, but it really depends on who you're talking about. But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
Why do you say some federal workers should not get their back pay? Why do you say some?
Well, you're going to have to figure that out, okay? Ask the Democrats. It's almost like a kamikaze attack by them. You want to know the truth? This is like a kamikaze attack. They almost, they have nothing to lose.
The law says that when the government is reopened, that workers will receive their back pay. So are you going to defy the law there, or what do you?
I follow the law, and what the law says is correct, and I follow the law.
Have you identified programs to eliminate under this shutdown?
Oh, sure.
Which ones?
We have a lot. I'm not going to tell you, but we'll be announcing it pretty soon. But we have a lot of things that we're going to eliminate and permanently eliminate because of the shutdown, which I think they made a big mistake.
He said they got stuff they're going to permanently eliminate. Food stamps might be permanently eliminated. Who knows? But this is the TSA line at MSY, some airport. I don't know which one. But you see how the lines are. This is how the microchipping lines are going to be. People going to be desperate. And what the scripture say? He calls of all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, and bond. We'll let it play one more time. He calls of all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, and bond. People gonna be in microchipping lines. Because, the chaos that Esau the white man is bringing to the earth is gonna be unbearable. The only reason we not, Lord willing, we don't get the microchip It's going to be through divine intervention. Yeah, it's going to be through divine intervention and the Lord putting the Spirit on us. Because that's why Matthew, I'm going to jump there real quick, 24 and 12. Maybe 14, maybe 22. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be. This is a great tribulation. Let's see how bad it's going to be. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. So this time of great tribulation, you know, without Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and his spirit and his word, it's going to be impossible to escape. The book of Amos, I believe, is the 9th chapter, spoke about that. The day of the Lord is all darkness, no light. As if a man fled from a lion to meet a bear, escape that just to lean on a wall and get bit by a serpent. And, you know, when you look into it, that's really a metaphor for receiving the RFID microchip. Because people going to escape. Hey, it's going to be a lot of people that get the microchip. So it's going to be a lot of people that survive the famine, the pestilence, you know, the sword, survive all of that just to succumb to this. This is going to be that finisher. And when you consider a needle, it's like the fang of a serpent. Because the fang of a serpent is hollow. That's where the venom comes through. Same with the sharp point of this surgical instrument. It's hollow so that the microchip could come through it. It's like being bitten, you know, by a snake with venom. That snake is Esau the white man. Now, check out this next video. Look at them lines. This is how the RFID microchip lines are going to be. Do you see that? What? Look at that. That's how the RFID microchip lines are going to be.
Oh my gosh. What?
So yeah. Now let's go here.
I am a flight attendant with a very major airline, and I need to tell you to stop flying. Everybody, these people are not getting paid. Like, you're just casually booking a trip to Pensacola, Florida, and all of this and that just to go hang out and frolic about. These people are not getting paid. The only way we can force them to get paid is if we stop flying. Get in their pockets. Like, seriously, in all seriousness, guys, it's awful in Houston.
Now I'm gonna make a point. That's not what I'm looking for. Hold on, y'all. God damn it, I didn't mean to do that neither. Excuse me, Lord. Well, we'll make the point here. So that's not what I want either. So we're just gonna make the point. Let the video play. All these people that's waiting, you know, 6, 10, 12, 14 hours to catch a flight. Now, imagine you presented them with the idea, if you get the RFID microchip, you can skip to the front of the line and catch your flight. How many people you think would do it to skip to the front of the line and not have to wait in line no more? You got to consider that. And the airport workers that's worked over a month straight ain't been paid yet. You know, how many of them do you think would take the microchip if they could be paid the same day? How many of them you think would take the microchip? They get paid all their hours, tax free. You know, they get all kind of bonuses and extra benefits. How many of them you think would take the RFID microchip? That's something to consider. Man, forgive me. I wanted this one video to be seen, but it seems like I'm not gonna be able to get to it. So we'll get to it in a minute. But until then, I'm gonna get to this other video. We're gonna show this, more close up. All them people. Because, the airport workers not being paid, as well as the military people, that's how it's gonna be with the RFID microchip. That's why I say you won't be able to buy or sell. Hey, Esau might let you people work. Because, Esau always loved a free labor. That's what slavery was about. But you're not gonna get paid. And you're gonna get tired of not working real quick. Excuse me. You're gonna get tired of working for free real quick. Now look at this line. This is from ground level. That's how the microchip lines are gonna be. There's gonna be entire families, people in wheelchairs, the elderly in diapers, babies, toddlers, getting microchipped. So yeah, that was pretty much the lesson. We're gonna get this again. And because of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. We know that mark is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, and that no man might buy or sell, save if he that had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So it would take somebody like Trump, who is that cruel Lord, arrogant, stiff necked, stubborn. It would take somebody like him to introduce the mark of the beast system. Lord willing, he the guy. So, gas stations, something simple as that. You're not able to get gas to put gas in your vehicle to make runs, do what you got to do. Imagine the chaos and the confusion that will cause. That the only way you get some gasoline, you get the RFID microchip. That's why it says no man might buy or sell. Everything in this world costs under Esau, even the white man. So anything you can imagine is going to require the microchip to have access to it. And then see, you're not going to be able to slip through the system and go live off the grid somewhere. A lot of people think that. People say you got to start growing your own food. No, the enemy going to come in like a flood. Esau going to force you to get down with the New World Order. You won't be able to buy or sell, eat and drink unless you receive the microchip. And if you don't receive the microchip, he's going to kill you anyway. That's why verse 15 say this, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The image is everything Esau's created, whether it's physical or ideologies and philosophies, religion, everything he's created, including this mark of the beast system. That the image of the beast should both speak. Hey, he's going to cause his, even in the literal sense, he got AI, robots that can speak as if it has life. So we know this fits Esau. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be put to death. How do you worship the image of the beast? By receiving his RFID microchip. You merging and becoming one with the mark of the beast system. So yeah, when people get hungry and Esau start dropping the guillotine and them heads start rolling, the microchip lines gonna be jumping off the chain. So Lord willing, that was informative, edifying. Until next time, Shalom.